I am super, super excited for this episode of the Resilient Fitness Revolution because my friend Renee is coming back after like 2 years. How long has it been since we recorded that
I don't
episode?
know.
We don't even know.
I was hoping you would know.
Yeah, it has been basically a year and a half or something. So
No wonder I forgot what we talked about last time.
yeah, I mean, we talked about whatever we wanted to talk about. We talked about what you love talking about is chronic pain and
Love talking about chronic pain.
well, you can't help yourself. And we talked about you coming to my classes and sort of what your goals were and whatever. So I'm really, really excited to like put this frame next to the old frame and be like, look what they've achieved. And I remember you set some like pretty crazy goals.
That
You
sounds
set
like
some easy
me.
ones and you set some crazy ones. I was like, okay.
That does sound like me, actually.
And now, like, okay, let's just go over like what do you think in your mind, like what pops up in your brain of like your top 5 achievements of the last couple of years with your fitness?
Okay, if we talked a year and a half ago, then it would have been before my last surgery. And I was on another level at that point. I was like, I'm going to change everything. And then surgery came and smashed me into the ground so hard, and I had to do the whole rebuilding process over again. So what was your question?
What would you say are your top like 5 fitness achievements in, whether it be like a run time or an event that you did or a weight that you lifted or a class that you did?
So I wanted to run 10 kilometers. I wanted to do a 10-kilometer race when we last talked, and it has not happened yet.
Yeah, but
We're closer than ever. We're closer than ever.
Okay, but things that you achieved. Tell me like what you did. It may seem small to you now, but like you ran at least 2 races.
Since we talked?
Yeah.
I don't think so, my friend.
No? What do you mean?
No, because I missed. Okay, so what happened was I had a hysterectomy exactly a year ago. And so actually the night before I got the phone call for my hysterectomy, I got in on a cancellation. I signed up for the 10K race that September. I was like, I'm going to do it.
Yes.
Signed up. Next morning, got the phone call and was like, well, so much for that. And so I'm sort of behind on my plan. So I haven't done any races. I missed the last season. But this year, I'm signed up for 2 races now. I'm doing one on June 8th, which is 7 kilometers, which I'm super excited about.
Oh, very nice.
And then one in September for we have like the race weekend in Montreal, and I'm doing the 10-kilometer race then. And I've been back on my training journey for the last year. I did really well getting up to like November and then through December and then into the new year. This year I sort of got sick twice and was traveling, so things fell apart. Like life happens, the wheels fall off your training plan. But since March, I've been like climbing my way back up, and now I just today ran my second best 5K time ever.
Congratulations.
And
When
I
was
run
your
8 kilometers total. That's in one go, which I like.
Well, there you go. Is that the max?
That's the most I've done so far.
There you
and
go.
I'm going to do that
See?
again on Friday. Like now, 5 kilometers doesn't even feel long to me anymore, which is how you
Right.
know you've got the runner's delusion.
Yeah. See, at first you're like, I don't know, what do you mean with no achievements? And now
No.
you're just like, well,
There have been achievements. There have been. It's just been like, I don't want people to think it's just been like point A, 0, point B,
no,
achievements. No, it's
Well,
been.
I think that's what we were talking about last time, and that's what I love talking to everyone about is like, we get so hard on ourselves about this linear progress thing, and it's not like that at all.
Not
it's
at
like
all.
little squiggly lines, and usually the trend goes up. Sometimes it can go down for a while,
Often.
but then it's just,
Say it often goes
gonna
down.
squiggle in that diagonal line. But so the Montreal race that you're going to sign up for the 10, the first time that you did it, it was 5Ks, right?
I've done, the event is called Marathon des Bénévoles, which is like it's a marathon half, 10 and 5 race weekend event. I've done the 5 twice. I did it once in 2022, once in 2023, missed 2024, and now I'm going to do it, the 10 in 2025.
Yeah.
But fun fact, in
I love when
2023,
the sentence starts with fun fact. You
In
know it's going to be good.
In 2023, I actually podiumed, technically, I came in second in the
Oh,
non-binary
right.
category.
Yes, I remember this story.
So
Was
they
it
gave
literally
me,
just
like-
2 people?
No, excuse me. That is so rude.
I remember it wasn't that many. I'm
No,
sorry.
it wasn't that many. There were 5 of us, and
Okay.
I was
Oh,
the
that's
second.
great.
Thank you. I mean,
Look.
I ran like a very, I don't want to say a mediocre 5K. For me, it was like the most impressive it was amazing to me.
Well, you deserved
but in the like, it's mediocre in like this grand scheme of 5Ks. Like some people run 17, 18, 20-minute 5Ks.
Yeah.
I run a nice, comfortable 41-minute 5K.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
great.
fine.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't take it for granted. But that got me second place because there were so few people in the category. But they did give me like a comped ticket to the following year because I podiumed. That was my prize.
Oh, that's very
That's
cool.
so cute.
But I just want to remind people, like, we're talking about, okay, so 41 minutes-ish for 5Ks. We're talking about someone who used to use a rollator, like, every day.
Every day, yes.
So-
to me, it's amazing that I walk unassisted. To run, I never take it for granted. It's a miracle every time.
Yeah. And I should start, like, saving the messages that I get from you that make me, like, do a little clap there. I need to go scroll through our thing. But the other day, week, I don't know how long it's been since you were like, Dibs, I think it's time I start lifting heavy. And I was like,
Let me tell you, I have so many big goals and little goals. So I actually did sign up for like a weightlifting class with a personal trainer. And then I immediately canceled it because I decided I needed to talk to my hematologist before I pursue that because of
Yeah.
my condition.
Yes,
One of my
so
many
many
conditions.
Terms and conditions apply. Renée.
Exactly. Yeah. So unfortunately, my hematologist schedule is a big mess. So it will probably be
Yeah.
like later this summer that I'll get an appointment. So I'm just deciding to play it safe, and I'm pursuing other sporty things. The other goal
Yeah.
that I've achieved so far, I will tell you, is I bought my first bike as an adult. It's the first
Wow.
bike in like, I think I haven't had one in like 12 or 15 years or something. So very exciting. It's sitting in my apartment and I'm working to like make it comfortable and ride more. And I signed up for the Tour de Lille.
Oh my gosh, that is so fun. That was like my favorite event in Montreal.
I'm
when I
very
was in Montreal.
scared because the longest I've been able to ride is 35 kilometers and I only did that on my stationary bike.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what it is? It's like 30 something.
It's 50
Or is it
kilometers,
50?
my friend. It's 50.
Fair enough. All right.
So I
It's not
told
that-
the
once you-
person-
come on, once you hit 30, your legs just keep on going. That's all they
I
know.
hope that is what will happen on the day because I'm like, it's coming to the point where I actually have to taper if I want to be in shape for the event. Like it's May 20th today. So
Yeah.
it's on June 1st. But the person I'm doing it with is like a regular biker and he will for sure like
Yeah.
have no problem. And I told him if I have to quit,
Yeah.
you keep going. But just the
No,
fact
but
that I
it's-
signed up is like incredible to me. You know?
I mean, 5-year-olds ride that race. Well,
Shut your mouth.
No, it's there are like stops. There's food. Then you get a chocolate milk.
You
There's
do?
food on the way. There's entertainment. There's like
Okay,
yeah.
cute.
I discovered that I can't remember what there's this really awesome big band that was playing. I think they're from Toronto or maybe something like that. But
Cute. Okay,
they
that
have,
sounds
like-
really fun.
It's so fun. It's and if you're like in an early wave, like they don't start tearing down the barricades until later in the afternoon. Like you got a good 5-6 hours to ride.
Oh, good. Okay,
You know?
that's. I thought like, damn,
Yeah.
I gotta really.
No, there's
train.
no hustling at all. This is
Thank
like the
God.
most chill, family friendly. And so, did you get a road bike or a
Yes, I
hybrid?
did.
Or
A little
okay.
hybrid, yeah.
New?
And I've been
Pre-loved, new?
pre-loved. Oh yeah, for sure.
Pre-loved?
I had a budget of $300, and I
Yeah.
got the bike and a lock.
That's all you
for
need.
that.
Yeah, the bike and the lock. And the lock was over $150. So
Yeah, right. No, it was around $50
Yeah,
for a
fair
good
enough.
quality lock. But it's been really nice to like. This summer, I'm really going to get out of my bike more and
Yeah.
to cross train biking and running. Like this is the first year where I
Yeah.
tried to. I only run 2 days a week now. I used to do 3, and I just found that was too much on my knee, and it was detracting from my progress. So now, and also not making room for cross training, which I want to do. So,
yeah.
but I'm training now like 5-6 days a week. Like it's just a daily part of my
That's
routine
your
now.
routine. Yeah, you're very good at routines, and I guess
You better
you are
believe.
one of those teachers that teaches and does. You do as you teach.
Yeah.
But so with like, okay, so for me, for cardio stuff, for example, like I get so distracted if it's like monotonous and all I can focus on is how uncomfortable I feel. So I feel like you might experience that in, riding 30Ks on a stationary bike is a lot different to riding 30Ks around the city and exploring new neighborhoods and like seeing all the cool outfits and decorations on bikes and stuff. Like, I don't know, do you feel like that'll make a difference for you when you're in a new environment as opposed to jogging around the block 17 times?
Well, I do. I actually this year started track running. So there's like a track. It's like maybe a 10-minute drive from my house. And I go there to do interval training because I don't want to be distracted by lights and stop signs and cars and things. So when I do intervals, I go to the track. But I don't bring my headphones because I can't focus on, like, I have to concentrate on the pacing. So I'll just run in a circle for an hour, and in my head I'm like la 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 la. Like I don't
Great song.
I don't think about anything, and I don't feel. Yeah, it's. I wouldn't say it's meditative. I wouldn't say that I'm bored. I just lock in. It's like I'm thinking about just the next kilometer. You know what I mean? Like, okay, 500 meters. Okay, 500 meters.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, an hour has gone by.
Yeah, I guess there's a slight difference between meditative and being locked in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have ADHD either, so like, I can stay focused for longer periods, I think.
Oh, look at me, I'm Renee, I can stay
listen, this is just the I don't want
Yeah, no, I'm joking.
This is just the reality. Like, I want to be clear about that because I don't want people who do have ADHD to be like, I should be able to focus for an hour.
Yeah.
Like, it's just something I don't have. So,
Yeah.
And when I did my 35 kilometers on the bike, I watched a 90-minute documentary on my tablet or whatever, So like, I can distract myself too.
Okay, 30 kilometers, 90 minutes. You can add another 20, easy. Boom.
Right? That's what I'm thinking. Like it's gonna. Once I got to the 35 mark, I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna be able to do this.
And so, what's your routine like now? Your little 5 or 6-ish, 4 to 6 days a week, let's say, of movement. Like, what does it look like?
So I try and do 2 runs a week, Tuesday, Friday, and then I try and do 2 bikes a week, but it's like kind of between 1 and 2. Like I do 1 endurance bike, and then if I can do another one, or I combine that with like a bike boot camp, so there's like a strength and bike thing.
Yeah.
And then I try to do 2 strength sessions a week. Like I said, sometimes I combine a bike ride and a strength session. Sometimes I skip a strength session. I try not to though, because it really does make a difference if I get strength in or not. But I focus mainly on like core and lower body because of the dangers with my upper body and my thoracic outlet syndrome. I do still do some upper body. I'm just not like doing overhead lifts too much.
Yeah.
But
And you're
that's
still
it.
mostly doing strength at home?
All
with
at
your weights?
home.
Yeah.
I have up to
That's all you need.
25s now, and I just do a lot of reps or, do whatever I have to do.
I'm very excited when you showed me your new dumbbells, and I was like, oh my gosh, 25s, big step.
I do think that one day I'll get into gym culture. Like I can already tell that like I'm gym curious at this moment, I've been watching like YouTubers who are like, I go to every gym in the Northwest, or and I'm like, ooh, look at all the differences. Like I don't go to the gym. I have no dog in this fight.
This is the first sign. This is the research phase. You're like,
I just don't
these people
wanna...
are just really interesting to me. I don't want to be like them. They're just really interesting.
That's right. Well, I'm learning that like people who are athletes or people who are into fitness are really just like huge nerds. No offense, but like the way y'all have spreadsheets and things like nerds.
Formulas. Yeah. Formulas for nutrition, formulas for your 1 rep max, formulas for your progressive overload. Everything is...
And I can get down with that.
Yeah, you're a very organized person.
Yeah. And I love nerdy people, so,
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm in my research phase for gyms. I just don't like to commute to exercise. Like even going to the track, that's like the first time I've ever commuted to exercise in my life. And I don't hate it, but today I just like ran around the block, you know what I mean? I don't really want to go for my interval training. I didn't even go to the track. So.
Is that your biggest roadblock with going to the gym, or are you also like someone that thought the culture was a little bit like before you started watching your videos?
No. If I had a gym in my building, I would go to the gym every day. Like, it's the commute. That's the biggest issue that I have. And when I'm in hotels, I go to the gym. Like, it's just it's a convenience thing, and that's it. So I live in Montreal, and it's like the winter time, like half the year, commuting is like a huge pain in the hole, It's not just a little inconvenience.
When you do your exercises, your strength training at home, is it always the same time of the day? Are you just like I look at my weights and I'll do them? Like, what's your routine like?
So the calendar has like changed over time, and right now I'm getting up a little later and going to bed a little later than I used to because I have a social life. Wink, wink.
Ooh la la. Wink, wink. I
So
know, don't worry.
But so I'm exercising between like 10 and 11, like 10 to lunch kind of thing. I'll do work until then, and then I'll exercise and take a shower, and then I come back after lunch and do more work until about 5 or 6, as the case may be. But we're approaching the time of year where I'll probably start to do exercise first thing in the morning. Like as it gets warmer,
yeah.
it just becomes harder to run at 11
For sure.
kind of thing. But it's so cold this week. It's like 13 degrees right now. It's 20 in here. I'm freezing.
It's been a weird one here too. I'm
Totally.
like my mum and my sister are coming in less than a month or something
Exciting.
like that from Australia, and they've never been to Canada before. And my mum's like, I hope it's getting warmer, and I'm like, yeah,
Nope.
and then it's like not, and again, and then it comes, and I'm like, please,
Yeah.
they need to have a good time.
I know. So my schedule changes like depending on the time of year, depending on what my life is like. I try to be consistent, like the same time of day. But lately, just in general, the theme of my life has been a little bit more flexibility. So if I don't do the workout in the morning, I'll usually do it in the evening or the afternoon. And before that would have been like really challenging to me. Like I can't hack the afternoon. But
Right.
now I'm like, Renee, like, don't be such a princess.
happening.
Like, it's fine. It takes 30 minutes. Like, I think you can do it at 2:30
Yeah.
instead of 11. So,
Well, there you go. That's what I was going to ask you. So it's about half an hour, your strength routine.
depending. Sometimes it's less. Sometimes I'm like, I really only
Yeah.
have 15 minutes in me. And sometimes I do an hour. Like,
Yeah.
really depends.
And that's another really important thing that I try and like. I mean, I'm still trying to do that to myself every now and then. Is like, oh, I don't really have a full hour to commit. Like, you know, even though I have this is my home gym. I live
Oh my,
here.
it's beautiful, by the way.
Right? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's like a little bit tight, or I'm too like 20 minutes. That's all you need. If you did 20 minutes 5 times a week, like instead of just doing one 1 hour session, like you're probably doing better than the person that did the 1 hour session. So it's really great to be able to commit to that.
But also, if you do one hour session, that's great too.
That's
I don't
also
know.
good. It's not bad.
In running, people often say
Just
things
move.
like, doesn't matter how slow you're going, you're lapping the person on the couch. And I'm like, we don't talk about them. This is about me.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
This is not about them. You don't
Fair
know what
enough.
they're going through.
Yeah, no, you don't.
We don't need to create a culture of shame around not exercising.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, that's why it's sort of the phrases that are more around you are your own competition, or like you're doing better than you did yesterday or last year or whatever. Like
That's it.
that's a little bit better than talking about the other people that we don't know.
That's exactly right. So yeah,
Yeah, you know me.
if I have if I have no motivation, I'll usually do the physiotherapy that I've been assigned for the various parts of my body that don't work very well. And then usually once I'm in there, I'm like, okay, I really wanted to do a split squat, and I guess I'll add on that. And I really want to do some toe walks for running. I'll just do whatever I'm interested in. But I do find this challenging. And lately I've been trying to use AI as like a coach, and let me tell you, it is not working at all. And I'm like,
AI as a coach for like examples of what exercises to do.
yeah,
Or,
I'm feeding it all my information that I've collected,
Right.
and I'm like, okay, can you write an exercise plan so that I don't have to do it? And no, the answer is you
Yeah,
really have to be
see?
a subject matter expert to use
My job
ChatGPT.
is not going to be given up to the robot overlords anytime soon.
No.
I mean, and I've had my last few consults are actually with people who have exercised for a very, very long time and have a very good routine already, and are very, strict with themselves. But they all said the same thing. They were like, "There's just way too much information out there." Or I bought a program from someone who claimed that it was custom, but it was just like copy paste. And I said this hurts, but they made me keep doing it anyway. They're like, yeah, well, just try again, because they weren't about to change exercises.
That sucks.
So, but yeah, it is. So, it's really important to get information from a real life human, which I thank you for asking me. I feel special that you have gotten a program from me in the past.
Yes,
And
of course.
you
I'm
asked
really
me
at the
for
point
advice.
where I might hire you again, because I just get so tired of writing there's just too much to balance, and I don't know what I should focus on, and there's like a million
Yeah.
reels with a million different exercises,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I just, either I have to hire you or I have to learn how to do it well.
I mean, well, that's just the thing. Everything takes time, right? It takes time to learn how to do it well, and there's trial and error, and There's so many things. But yeah, I think the next course that I want to do is going to be more of like, I'm going to keep my Heal and Thrive, like my post-op course. So I'm going to change my, my top surgery preparation course to just be like a general fitness for beginners. Like, this is your fitness 101. I'm going to call it Fit and Strong. And it's just like, here's how to do stuff at home. Here's how to do stuff at the gym. Here is the terms that people use. Here's what matters and here's sort of what doesn't.
I think that would be a great idea. I love that.
Yeah, it's good to have your base of knowledge. And I like that you've given it a go, and it's totally fine to be sick of it, because a lot of people are sick of it. I remember you guys, I guess you guys call it a stage. Like in Australia, when you're like 15, 16 years old, you go and you have to work somewhere for a week and you pretend to have a job.
Yeah, an internship. We don't call, I mean, they call it a stage here, but I'm not from here, so I didn't grow up with
Ontario,
that.
Yeah.
But yes, an internship. Yeah.
And I went to a music store because I was just getting into like playing the drums and guitar and whatever. And I remember like we were sitting, there was like a lull in the day, like no one was in the store. And I just asked, like, it was like a family business, and I asked a grandpa, I was like, man, like, how do you not just play guitar all day? Like, look at all these instruments that you can, and they're like thousands of dollars, like very fancy guitars in there. And he's like, oh, well, after you've been here for a while, you've done it, and you don't think about, it's not as special or whatever anymore. And that's how it is sometimes with exercise.
Totally.
But, you got to find what keeps you engaged, whether it's like a new fitness goal or a new workout buddy or a new gym. Like the person that's going around checking out all the other gyms, I'm still super into that. If I go to a hotel and they go to a gym, I don't care if I don't have time to work out. I'm going to go use my card and I'm just going to go open the door.
Absolutely.
Like,
you get a free apple, probably.
Yeah, free apple and a bottle of water. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been really like hyper focused on exercise actually lately. It's been like the only consistent thing in my life. Like if everything's falling apart, I'm like, running is happening. Like it doesn't matter. The wheels could be absolutely falling off my life, but I'm running. And that has been
that's
keeping
how
me,
you keep going.
Yeah, and I've been like really thinking future-wise, and I don't know, I'm just like obsessed with running. It's all I think about.
Okay, so we know you have the 10K future goal, but what is big future goal? What is, shoot for the stars, land in the moon?
Yeah, that's sort of what the vibe is right now. Like, I have like a big unwieldy goal to like, I don't even want to say it out loud.
Oh my God. Just write it down and hold it up to the camera.
No. I do think it would be very cool and sexy of me to do all the world majors, marathons, like the 6 world majors. Right. You get a special fancy, like a big medal, but a lot of them are very. Like you can't get into Boston without a qualifying time unless you're running for charity. Right. There's like a lot of things. Also, they're the biggest marathons in the world, so I don't love crowds. And it would be very expensive.
Yes.
But I don't even know if I want to run a marathon because it's like what I've sort of learned in the last few weeks is that I can exercise to the point where it's detrimental to my health because of my ability to stick to a schedule. I sometimes do that at the expense of my recovery. And then I'll hit a wall and then I won't sleep well for like a week. And my body's like, hey, what if we rested a little bit?
Yeah, rest is very important.
And so like just this past week, I had to do a major deload week and really rest. And then today, of course, I came out of the gate running a really powerful 5K, which is like, okay, so rest is important.
Yeah.
But like running a marathon is actually, it can just be straightforwardly bad for you. Like it's so, especially if it's like,
a lot on the body.
You're slow like me and it takes 8 hours to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know if, maybe I'll run my first one and be like, actually, I'm good. I don't need to run. I don't need to run 6 more. But I think that I could really enjoy half marathons. Like that distance feels much more manageable. I think I could enjoy it. But I might get to a half marathon and be like, you know what? 10K was perfection. I don't need anything more than that.
It's like getting your first tattoo. Everyone gets that one little butterfly, and the next minute, you got your whole torso done.
That's right. But also, it's just the training time is ridiculous. Like, I do want to have a social life, and I'm enjoying having cultural moments and going out and having dates and going to restaurants. I don't really want to be spending 3 hours on my day off. running.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
you don't really run with other people. Like you've went to that one run group like once.
I went to a run group a million years ago and didn't run. And then I actually did start running with the person I'm seeing. We run like sometimes. I know, it's so cute. We run to the ice cream store. It's so sweet. He's a big biker and I bought a bike, and I'm a runner and he bought running shoes. And so we do these two things together.
Oh, gosh, you're killing me.
Yeah, it's cute. I know. So that's been really fun because whenever we start running together, I'm looking at my pace like, I'm running way faster when he paces me. And then we'll get a few kilometers down the road and I'm like, girl, we got to stop. I'm going to die. This is not, but he's barely sweating. Meanwhile, I'm look like a swamp creature. So it's all right.
And when I was leaving Montreal last year, it was your goal to rent a Bixie, right?
That was my goal last summer, and I did it.
And you did it, yes. And then the Bixie was the key to unlocking buying a bike.
Yeah, the stepping stone.
Hell yeah, a little stepping stone.
Yes.
Because it is like quite scary to ride around the city sometimes.
Especially in this neighborhood where I live, I realized after riding that there's no safe way out of my neighborhood on the bike. Like you have to go on.
Yeah, your neighborhood's intense.
They're adding a new bike lane out of the neighborhood by the end of the summer, so I think it will become safer in like 6 months. But right now, it's not good.
Pretty scary.
Yeah.
But can you fit your bike in your car, or do you have a tow hitch with a bike rack?
I can fit it in the car, but I would like to buy a rack of some kind because, like I said, my partner rides bikes too, and it would be nice to be able to put like both our bikes on the back of the car and
go somewhere.
We're going to go camping this summer, so
Of
I know
course.
I'm living my dream life right now.
I know, it's crazy. I got your last work email, your little newsletter, and I was like, this is so sweet, like talking, and I was like, of course you're feeling yourself. You're like just, all of the things have been happening for you in the last little bit.
I feel very lucky. Like things have just really been going quite well, and it's nice.
I'm very happy for you because you
But
deserve it.
exercise
You're
is
so sweet.
Thank you. But exercise has been like a huge part of that, like being able to go, like when, him and I went to Mexico for a week and we did 20,000 steps a day.
That's a
My
lot.
feet were destroyed by the end of that. Blisters on both toes, like limping everywhere.
Oh my God.
Because of the pain in my toes, not because of other kinds of pain.
Yes.
But like
Foot
that
pain.
was something I couldn't have imagined before for me.
Yeah. Wow. That is, that's all these things. Yeah, all of these things have been happening, and exercise does help with the mental health, and then your physical endurance and all that sort of stuff. And I'm just really glad that you've made these, massive, I guess, like, you've achieved these goals that previously you're like, that's crazy, and now you're even more crazy about your goals. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with manifesting something. And if you do your first marathon and you're like, hell nah, then that's fine. You don't have to keep doing them.
Well,
But-
going from where I was to running 5K feels like such an incredible feat that I'm like, I'll probably do an ultra marathon someday.
I have
you know what I mean?
a
Like
friend in Australia that just did one, and I'm like, you are insane.
But the distance from where I was to 5 kilometers feels the same to me as 5 kilometers
Well,
to 100 kilometers. Like it might as well
right.
be
Yeah.
going to the moon. Like it's,
Mentally, exactly. And how has your pain sort of, the amount of times your pain has stopped you from going and working out, do you think that has decreased in the last year and a bit, or?
That's a good question. So, yeah, pain is still a factor in my life. Like I still have pain flares. I notice them around the change of seasons, especially because it's like an inflammatory condition, sort of. And it does affect primarily my sleep. So I'll be I'm kind of in pain during the day, but it doesn't really affect me that much. And then I lie down and I just can't fall asleep. And usually it'll be for 2 or 3 days. And so I can't recover. And then that affects exercise in that way. But generally, even if I'm in some pain, I will try and do a little exercise. And every time I go for a run, my hip hurts in the first 2 kilometers. Now I'm like, okay, hi, hello, be a team player, hip, where this is happening, so get it together. And I think that chronic pain, for some people, not for everybody, but for me anyway, it's a conversation between you and your nervous system. Like for me, my chronic pain is an overactive fire alarm. It's going off when there is no threat of injury. And now I know that there's no threat of injury. But when I first started, it really felt like the threat of injury. So now I have to like tell my body, look, I know you think injury's about to happen, but we're running for the next 60 minutes. So you turn that off, please.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it
And
does go away. Yeah.
There you go.
So
And
I
then
feel
when
very
you finish
lucky.
running, does it come back again, or it sort of stays?
When I finish running, I have other problems.
Yeah, okay.
My
You're
knees
just
hurt.
concentrating. Yeah.
You know, your legs,
Yeah.
everything hurts. So it's a different type of pain, but it's a good type of pain, you know, that I can
Well,
recover
yeah,
from.
and that's a really hard thing for me to explain to a lot of people, and especially people who've had chronic pain and other disabilities and injuries and stuff like that. Like, do you have a moment where you learnt how to discern like bad pain from good pain? Do you remember any tips that you heard, or is it just sort of like a trial and error?
It's kind of trial and error. For me, I have always been okay with seeing where the boundaries lie. I'll push the boundaries until I run into a pain flare, and then I have to back up and I go, okay, that's where the limit is. And then I get curious again and I push the boundaries a little more. And running has been exceptionally good for this because all training plans like gradually increase your speed, distance, etc.
Yeah.
So you're always pushing the boundaries a little bit more. And you know, some days if I can't do it, like I went out for a run the other day and it was just so hot and I didn't bring enough water, and I was like, okay, I'm done now. Like I will listen to my body's signals, pain signals included. But yeah, you kind of have to like just test, like, am I going to get worse if I do this? And sometimes the answer is yes. But also you have to live your life. You know, I think what helped the most was living my life and then not blaming myself when I had got a pain flare. It's like if I went out and had a nice time and then I got a pain flare, which still happens, it happened like a month ago, I didn't go like, God, I shouldn't have done that. Because I could have gotten the pain flare anyway. And that really helped me mentally to like continue to try stuff. Because then it wasn't like a punishment for attempting to live my life, you know?
That's a really good point. Yeah, I've had this. One of my clients I've trained for 5 years now, who has chronic pain, and they have a bunch of disabilities, and it's sort of, that's how we've been doing it from the beginning. It's just like, okay, let's try this and see how you feel. Let's try this and see how you feel. And you know, you're right. Sometimes it's got nothing to do with the exercises that we did together. They just have a pain flare, and then they come to the next session and they're like, hey, I'm feeling a little bit sore today and I don't have that much energy. Like, can we just like take it easy, or can we just do some mobility? And but they're never sad about working out too hard, because I remember our first session. I really wish that some sort of computer creep was recording our sessions so I could have the footage of them. Because like the first session, they could barely do like one lunge, and now they're like doing rear foot elevated, like, you know, Bulgarian split squats, and they're like doing walkouts and push-ups and all that sort of stuff. But you know, this is over the span of 5 years we're talking. And they just did their first side plank, like,
wow, that's amazing.
you know, and so I think people really underestimate the changes that you can make in 5 or 10 years, and they overestimate what they can do in like 6 to 12 months.
Well, that's another thing I'll say, like, for people who are listening with chronic pain, like, you have to, I don't want to say lower the bars and lower your expectations, but do not compare like someone else's easy mode to your easy mode. Like, if going out for a 10-minute walk is Mount Everest to you, then go out for a 1-minute walk, and don't let anyone make you feel bad about that. You know?
Yeah, you know your limits, and everything's a scale. Like, that's why when I tell people you should be working out, you know, at your RPE like 7 or 8, your rate of perceived exertion, like
totally.
That's
a
your
personal,
perceived, your personal perceived exertion. Like, it's
totally.
not, okay, this is just, you know, in the grand scheme of things, out of a million people, this is where it should be. Like, no, it's a very personal thing. So,
well, this is it. And now that I've been running for 3 years, like, it's amazing to me what I've been able to accomplish. And I haven't really gotten like that much faster, but just like how much easier everything feels, how much more I can do in a given week, like more kilometers. And it happens so gradually that honestly, if I wasn't like recording it, I don't think I would have noticed because it still feels difficult and bad sometimes. Like,
Well,
the
that's what I
first
tell everyone.
kilometer.
Yeah, everything feels difficult and bad because we keep pushing ourselves to
Exactly.
that difficult and bad place. Like,
Exactly.
it's like some. I mean, maybe we gain a newfound appreciation for that feeling, and we're like, okay, this feeling means I'm going to get the great endorphins afterwards. And I think that is sort of like a place that you cross eventually when you're going from a beginner to like intermediate and advanced in fitness. Is you're always going to feel exhausted, sweaty, out of breath, over it, but once you've done it enough times, you're like, hell yeah, I'm going to feel like a superhero at the end of this because I'm going to be high on endorphins.
And then you get a chocolate milk.
Yeah, and then you get a chocolate milk, or you go and get your bubble tea, or you go and eat a pizza, or whatever the hell you want, and you're like, I feel great.
You get your little treats. I'm a big fan of treats. Treats all the time. Not because they're a reward for exercising, but they just make life worth living.
I know. This is why I don't have a six-pack, because everyday treats, and that's fine. I don't want a six-pack. I want a treat every day.
That's me. That's me. You know what I've been doing lately? I've been running to the ice cream store and then running home. It's like I have to do 8 kilometers. I need
my pants.
They have vegan. I'm running to Iconoglass.
Yeah, fair enough. Iconoglass is delicious, but still, I don't know. Running after eating like a sweet, like a heavy thing.
I get a small one.
Their servings are a lot. Okay,
I get a small one. I
can't help myself. I got to eat like a kilo of ice cream every time I go.
But it really
I can't
is
wait
like
for our new dates at Iconoglass.
I know it'll be so cute, but it has changed the game for me. Like I used to only run continuously around whatever the neighborhood, and now that I'm like running more in the city part of Montreal, I'm really enjoying like getting to a red light. I'm like, hell yeah, I love a little break. That's sick.
Little pause.
And then getting a little coffee and getting treats on the run. Like this, it's just
it is a very runnable city.
Yeah, and lots of treats everywhere.
Yeah, there are so many treats.
So it's been nice. I've been having a good time.
I'm so glad that you're living your best life, and this update has been very positive and wonderful in all aspects, not just fitness stuff, but especially the fitness stuff. It's crazy how far you've come along, and I'm very proud of you, and I look up to you a lot in a lot of ways. In many ways, I'm serious, and I think that you're really cool, and I hope that people don't feel intimidated by how cool you are. And
I also hope not. You know, I'm a big giant nerd also, so like, if that helps.
Yeah, you are a big nerd, yes. And so thank you so much for shedding some light on your life over the last couple of years. And
my pleasure.
I really
Thanks
appreciate you. No, anytime. I don't even need an excuse to talk to you. I'm just going to keep talking to you after.
Let's just keep recording podcasts and not putting them out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that show. That was that 7 Up or whatever, where they record the kids at age 7, 17, 21, and you see them growing up.
Oh my gosh,
that'll be us. I'm obsessed.
That'll be us.
We're going to be friends for a long time.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but yeah. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you, Renee. And Renee, do you want my listeners to find your work?
Yeah, sure. If they want to find me, I'm at Renée Yoxon on all the things. I'm a gender-affirming voice teacher, if that's what you're interested in, which is why I have such an interest in like habit forming and having a practice routine and things like that. But if you're not interested in that, then don't follow me.
But also, if you're not interested in that and you're into like graphic design and pretty things, Renee has a very nice aesthetic. So you should go and...
Also, though, I did start a running Instagram, which I have not been updating.
Yes.
But maybe if more people follow me, I'll be more motivated to update it. It's at Bad Runner Renee.
At Bad Runner Renee, who's not a bad runner.
I'm bad, like cool.
Yeah, that bad. It's bad. So yeah, Renée Yoxon or Bad Runner.
Renee.
Thank you so much. Bad Runner Renee. At Bad Runner Renee. Awesome. Well,
see
you later, everyone. Bye.
Bye.